Good morning. Happy Monday to everyone. Let me get my Facebook going here. It was always something. You never know what you're gonna get when you come back to your computer after Bryce Boy's been on it for quite some time over here. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. Happy Monday to you. Today's topic. Today's topic is going to be one that might make Stephanie Sellers better pull over. Better pull over for this one, Stephanie. Being proactive. Being proactive, John. So, good morning. Put happy Monday in the chat. Put happy Monday in the chat. Put happy. Just saying it's going to make you feel happy. Now, Stephanie, you're driving, so you just say it out loud. You just say it out loud. You don't do anything crazy. Let me say let me say good morning to my Facebook people. Let me say good morning to them. All of a sudden, there's a frog in my throat, Chad. A frog just decided to come in here. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, I just messed that up. Let's see. What's up, Michelle? Mr. John, Amy's back from Miami. Guys, if you haven't been following Amy and Dusty Kane, let me just tell you, those guys are crazy. Down in Miami, she's on boats. She's living the life over there with Andy Elliott. Those crazy nuts. Chad knows Andy Elliott. How many of you know Andy Elliott from good old Michael Burr? Put Andy Elliott. Christian knows. Sydney, what's up? Good morning to you. Wendy down in Florida. Oh, snap. It's the hooded man, Mr. Derek Green's on here this morning, too. The guys, button up, everybody. What's up, Alicia? Good morning to you, Kim. Latrice, my early girl, Latrice. All right, let me make sure. There's my Facebook. What's up? Let's see. What else do we got? Justine, good morning to you, Justine. Justine's another early riser. She's texting me at 4:48 at the gym, going to the gym this morning. I was like, damn. It's like, gotta go, Bryce. So, good morning, everybody. My name is Coach Brock Zivan, life coach, business coach, real estate agent, and a DAD. And it was a DAD weekend. It's been a DAD week. Still got him. Still got him. It's still going strong, but I love it. It really tested me. And this is kind of how today's message I got, guys. I have my old book here. How many of you have read this book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People? Yes, I know there's eight. I know there's eight now, but I got the old edition. So I know there's gonna be a guru, bro. Brock, there's eight now. Yeah, I know. I just have my book. Okay. Got my book. I was doing some studying this morning, and it was pretty crazy, y'all.
The crazy
There.
brother is we become even more in tune when we see somebody that's in pursuit of something and the devil's trying to hold them back from it. There must be some great message that you have to tell. So I'm gonna shut up and I'm here for it.
Now I'm just like, I hope this message is really good because then I'm like, now I really gotta. Well, I mean, literally, no joke, all like as much as the devil has been like trying to prevent and whatever it was, like how many of you in the middle of the like in the morning come up with excuses or all these reasons of like not going to church or not going to work or not doing something or all these problems are taking place in your life. And like literally that was me. And I'm gonna have to go on the fast-paced version on this because I want to make sure that I share this all with you today. So I really was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna go to church today. I'm not gonna go in. I'm just gonna relax. And Bryce and I'll make pancakes with Bryce because Brielle was at a soccer game in Asheville. And all this stuff was going on. And so as I'm going down the stairs, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why? No, you can go to church. Get your tail up and go to church. So I march myself back upstairs. I go in the shower. I get myself ready. Bryce is now like having a little like whiny session. And then I started thinking again. I was like, you know what? Why do I want to go through this? Like it is Sunday morning. And I started going back again to negative town. How many of you go to negative town several times a day? How many of you guys go down that path several times just because you think you beat it once? He's like, I'm not giving up. And so I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna make pancakes again. And then at the very end, it's like, I don't have a message yet for tomorrow. What is my message going to be for tomorrow? So stay with me all because this is on purpose for this message today. So I was like, fine, I'm going to go to church. So we go to church. Not only do I go to church, but I sit in the exact same spot that my parents normally sit, but they went to 5 o'clock mass. So ironically, the space that was open was where my parents normally sit at 7:30 mass. So I'm sitting there, and of course, Bryce is, next to me, and we're having a little, he's doing pretty good. And the gospel comes. The gospel comes. Luke 6, Luke 6, verse 27 through 38. And not only is that ironic, Luke 6, but I have 6 points to give you today. And I was just like, damn, okay. So as I'm listening to this message all. At first, I'm just like, okay, there's got to be a message here because I didn't want to come here 3 or 4 different times. But I knew that starting my week off with church is the most important thing for me. I don't know about for anybody else, but for me, it's the most important thing. It's where I get to collect myself. And I asked God as I was sitting there, I said, God, what's the message you want me to receive today? Selfishly, all you guys weren't involved in the message quite yet. Because I said, what message do you want me to receive today? And then the priest starts reading the message. And I was like, I cannot believe you, God. This is the message you want me to share with others too, isn't it? And it's about being proactive. And in the message, in the gospel reading, it talks about, and how many of you have heard this? How many of you have heard this line? Rich people, celebrities that you might, I'm going to give back to the community. I want to give back to the community, y'all. I'm just going to give. I'm going to give back to the community. And in the message, God's saying, that's too late. That's too late. You're being reactive now because you already given something and now you feel the need that you need to go out and give something. I want you to give something when you got freaking diddly squat. I want you to give something when you are so completely broken and battered and beaten and tired and exhausted and all that. That's when I want you to give something. Because the message in Luke 6 was that when somebody slaps you on the cheek, you just turn the other cheek. When somebody takes your coat, you give him your shirt. It doesn't say when things are well and you have plenty of clothes and everything is going really good, then give him the shirt. He doesn't say talk some smack to him and say, yo, brother, what do you mean you're taking my jacket, huh? Fine. Screw off and have my shirt and throw it at. He says, no. He's being proactive before the other person. Imagine that's taking place, all. When somebody says they're having a tough time, when somebody's going something and they maybe say something to you, or they take something from you, or they want to tell you all their problems, and next thing you know, you had zero time to even share a little bit about you, but you absorbed everything that they said. And you say, hey man, how can I help you? What else do you got? What can I do for you? See, proactiveness all is when you have to feel, what's the word that I want to say? Even though you're broken, you're still giving it. It's that faith that you got that you're like, I'm still going to pour into somebody and not expecting certain things. And when I said that, I found myself and kind of like put my head down because sometimes I do, and I'm going to be vulnerable, even though it sounds really silly. But sometimes in the back of my head, not sometimes, I thought this when I took my ex-wife's dog, I was like, well, if I take her dog, eventually she's going to have to take my dog. That's how it's going to work. And I'm like, you know what? You're a hypocrite, Brock. You need to get yourself cleansed a little bit and rethink some certain things. So in these 6 bullet points that I'm going to quickly go through with you all, there's going to be some messages that I'm going to add to these 6, and you can take these notes down if you like, but they really helped me out when I had to re-cleanse what my thought process was, because I came back and I was just like, all right, you need to, how many of you have heard of, got to clean out the garage, springtime's coming, got to clean out the garage, and then freaking by fall, the garage is a clutter mess again, right? right? So it's a habit and a behavior. And I'm very, very cleaning out closets, right, Alicia? You're cleaning out something. And then next thing you know, you go a couple months back and you're like, damn, it's a mess again. It's just because your habits and your behaviors. So I've learned to pivot as soon as I see some words, chat or P words. When I see the pivot, I also attach a pivot with a habit. Didn't even mean a rhyme right there, but a pivot with a habit. And so the first one that came into my mind that we do a lot of, and I'll share with you. Number one was procrastination creates pressure. Procrastination creates pressure. And one of the things that I see this happening is I knew that if I didn't go to church and I procrastinated church to another week, next week I'm in Key West. So I just knew I'm procrastinating where God wants me to hear. How many of you procrastination starts soon as your freaking alarm clock goes off? Oh, I got 5 more minutes. Oh, 2 more minutes. Oh, 10 more minutes. Oh, I got a little bit more. Right? We procrastinate. I was telling Laura about Rex and his breath, and I was just like, hey, well, I figured out some things. I researched. This is my brain. I researched bad breath, and I found a couple things for the dog, and I think that he's got some gum disease. So I went online, I found some gum disease powder, and then I found some stuff for his water, and I bought this stuff, and I've been doing it, and I've been putting into it, and every meal he has, he gets this type of stuff, and I put this extra broth in so the taste doesn't get bad. And she goes, I mean, that's great, but I don't have time for that in the mornings. I said, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. How many of us don't have time in the mornings because we're being rushed? And then we feel the pressure all day of playing catch up. And to be honest with you all, it starts on Sundays because we're not really looking at our schedule. We're not putting our schedule in place. We're not spending an hour of our time in the week, in the moment to figure out what it is that we want. And from Sunday morning on, we're playing catch up the entire week. Who am I talking to right now? I'm chasing all the time. Where's that quote, David Goggins? This is my favorite quote, all. I don't know if Jay, if we can, last time we did a screen share, my whole computer got messed up, but let's see if we're able to do it. I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done. See, there's many nights that I'm exhausted. There's many mornings I'm exhausted. But I'm not done with the task, because if I'm not done with the task on Monday, guess what happens to my Tuesday? And if I'm not done with the task that I was supposed to do on Monday and didn't do it Tuesday, guess what happens to my Wednesday? And then next thing you know, the whole week fills up and I'm like, damn, I didn't even get to it. Number two, becoming proactive is a journey. This does not happen overnight. This writing this my calendar every single day this habit doesn't happen overnight. It happens by me going in here every single day, diligently writing into it, spending the time. Where's Mike Kastner? Mike Kastner, like when I tell you guys, my life has been a chaotic mess. Like Mike Kastner came over to my house. He even parked in the wrong driveway yesterday, coming over to my house. We were on a listing appointment. He parks in the wrong driveway. I got my neighbor over here. I got the neighbor's friend. I got this new kid that came over the hill. It's chaos. And where does he find me? In the back of the house doing my video. Doing my video for my lunch and learn. Doing my videos that I know Tony, my VA, amazing VA, is going to ask me to do this week. And I'm like, if I can get ahead of it. But I gotta be quiet, because guess what? It's chaos around here. It's a journey. It is a habit of me knowing on Sunday, I gotta get ahead of it. I'm going to Key West on Friday. If I don't get this stuff done, I was talking to Zena. I was like, Zena, I might have to reschedule my lunch today. I got a short day today because I got to get my kids at 2:45, and then I got church for First Communion, then I got 2 double soccers. I got this. It's not a bitch session, all. It's a schedule session. Let me make sure we understand that. It's a schedule session that I got to have. That's what proactive people do. Reactive people try to figure out the entire, I don't know, I got to do this. I got to do, it's a habit. And today I want you to start forming proactive habits. Number 3, reactive versus proactive mindset. A reactive versus proactive mindset. I want you to add this to it. And I got this. Let me pull this up here. This is Les Brown quote. Attach this Les Brown quote. He says, the events in our lives don't control us. Our decisions do. The events in our lives don't control us. Our decisions do. Many times we want to blame everything else around us. Which gets me to number 4, which is you control your reactions. Derek, Jada, Justine, Michelle, Paul, Zena, Wendy, all of you control your. I don't come to your house and I'm like, listen, this is what you got. Only you, not your kids, not your significant other, not your dogs. Only you control your reaction. Eleanor Roosevelt said this quote. She says, no one can hurt you without your consent. No one can hurt you without your consent. Somebody can say something negative to me, and it's up to me and whether or not I'm going to allow it to affect me or not. Not Derek, not Kimberly, not Amy, nobody. Only I get to decide whether or not I'm going to absorb it, pack it in my mind, take it with me everywhere I go, or I take it and throw it out the window. Don't need that today. My choice. Here's my favorite one. Ownership. Extreme ownership. Taking responsibilities versus shifting blame. Taking responsibilities versus shifting the blame. This one here, why is it my favorite? Is because so many people, and I say this in a loving way, and I'm not any different, but I work on it every single day of just understanding like who's responsible for my alarm clock. I've never once, Brielle, I need you to set my alarm tomorrow, please. Can you, hey, Mom, I got a busy week. Could you set my alarm? Sweetie pie, honey, could you set my alarm? Who sets your alarm? Who hits the snooze button? Who wakes up? Oh, it's a rainy day today, rainy day today. It's a Monday, it's a rainy, cold day today. So I just, things are going to be bad. That's me taking ownership of the day before I put 2 steps on the ground. No matter what takes place, for those of you that I've coached and been around, you know this. I do. If something bad happens, I could have done a better job of working on it. I could have prepared myself. Bryce yesterday was freaking Speedy Gonzalez on his scooter, and he get a little mad at me. He's like, Dad, how come I can't go fast? See, you have to judge that balancing of you want your kids to have fun, yet at the same token, you know that there's a bad thing that possibly can come your way, no matter how much equipment he's got on him. Being proactive, hey, son, why don't we just slow down a little bit? Why don't we just take it easy a little bit on this? Number 6, because I'm running out of time. Mindset shapes reality. Mindset shapes reality. And a lot of it comes from our language. And I'm going to read to you the languages on page 86 here in the book that I found that I thought was that I want you guys to lean in. Just listening to these reactive versus proactive and see where you might fit into this on either side. And if you fit on the reactive side, I want you to think about the proactive side and how you can become better this week. The reactive language says this: there's nothing I can do. There's not a single thing I can do. That's just the way I am. That's just how it is. He or she, they just make me so mad. Now, you don't understand, Brock. They get me fired up. They won't allow that. That is not allowed. You can't do that. That they don't allow that to happen. I have to do that. I have to. It's just that's what I have to do. I can't. That's a curse word of this house. I can't. If only this, oh God, if only this would happen. If I only got that check, if only that commission, if only that listing, if only. Proactive mindset says this. Let's just take a look at some alternatives. Let's take a look at some alternatives here. You know what? I think I could choose a different approach. I think that's possible. I am the only one that control my feelings. I'm the only one to control my feelings. I can create an effective presentation. I think I can create an effective way of how I'm going to wake up today, no matter what the weather is. I could choose an appropriate response. I can actually, let me count to 10. Let me get back to you on that. I choose, I will. These are just things that you could say all in your mindset when you're going through things, when you're going into some clouds, when you're going into some muddy water, when you're going into a week that might be a little challenging, when you're going into a day that might be a little, when the world seems to be crashing down upon you, when things just don't seem to be going the way you want, when your financial bank account doesn't seem to have the numbers and the zeros that you want in it, when your significant other says something to you, when your child says something to you, when your older child says something to you, all these things are reactive versus proactive. And many of us on here are starting to take the proactive, and it's changing your world. Jada's for one. I see him. He does his schedule for me. Robin does her schedule every day, puts it into place. Guys, I don't do my schedule every single day because I'm bored. It's not fun to do. Some of it's repetition, but it makes me extremely efficient. Extremely efficient. Christian got to see my calendar. He was one that I don't know, somehow he got my calendar and Jay sent it over to him and he goes, you can have it back. He's like, I just take me off of that calendar. That's how I run my day. It's up to you. You don't have to run it as efficient if you don't want to. It's up to you and what you want. Be proactive. Because yesterday, if I wasn't proactive to go to church, I wouldn't have today's message. And maybe some of you on here needed today's message in some capacity, in some way. Now, if you want my notes, one of the things I'm doing, because I want to bring to you a higher level every single time I get to speak, that if you want my notes, put notes in the chat, and we will get them to you. I will give you every note, the notes that I missed because I wasn't able to say everything. I'll give you all my notes that I have here. I like to spend some time some mornings thinking about what the message is going to be. To me, a Monday is just, how can I start off strong? How can I help people around me in some capacity, in some way? So if you want your notes, put it in the chat. Anybody have anything they like to say or share? I got about 1 minute before Brielle gives me the evil eyes to look at me. I know I don't really give too much time. That's like a setup. It's like, well, I want to say something, but I don't have a minute.
Good morning, Brock.
What's up, Jada?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just pulling back in my driveway, so I decided to come on for a second. But listen, something that stuck out to me today was, uh, you know, when you're down, when you're broken, gives, continue to give, and I really like that message there, because it's times where I've been in a situation where I've been broken and I've been had to give. I've been in situations also too, real quick, that I've seen someone who's really, really broken, but still gay. It's like he gives the shirt off his back to someone. And I told this one particular person, I said, man, just letting you know, boy, God gonna bless you beyond measures just because of your situation. I know your situation. So that would really stuck out to me, bro.
I love it.
Give
And here,
when you're broken.
and just understand, I said broken, not
Mm-hmm.
broke.
Broke in,
It,
yes.
it, it, it doesn't, you could be going through a relationship, a divorce, a debacle like no other,
Mm-hmm.
chaos around you, yet you're still giving your time. Hey man,
Yeah,
what
for
what do you
sure.
what do you got what do you got today? Maybe we can touch base. How you doing? How can I help you? What does that look
Mm-hmm.
like? You got 15 minutes? I can do that. So I
Exactly.
love, thank you for sharing that because that really resonates. It just validates exactly how I felt when I heard that yesterday. All right, all. I do have to go. My little one is nipping in my ear. Derek knows exactly where she is right here in my office, that she's just having a little conversation with me right over here saying, Dad, we got to go. We got to go. Guys, I appreciate you all. Thank you for staying strong. Thank you for not allowing the devil and you to leave and be like, screw this morning. He can't even get on Zoom. So thank you for being with me. Thank you for staying strong and being a part of this. Hopefully you were able to get something out of today. Remember, if you want the notes, just put notes in the chat. We'll get them over to you. God bless you all. Our main man, Mr. Chad Freeze, energized. His battery is full. He's ready to rock and roll tomorrow morning at 8:15 Eastern time. Can't wait to see y'all. God bless you. If I could help you out, and if you're in Charlotte tomorrow, I forgot my lunch and learn tomorrow, 11:30 to 1 o'clock. You be there. Lunch and learning. Love it. And I'm your host. Bye, all. Have a good one. See ya.
Thank you.
See y'all.